seventh story of your book, that is The Little Match Girl, written by Hans Christian Andersen. Now, before we go into the story, we should know about the writer. Hans Christian Andersen was a Danish writer. Danish means people belong to Denmark. He was one of the most popular European fairy tale authors. He wrote many stories for children, and his stories based on the difficulties, the dangers which were faced by the children of that age. He lived in the age of Victorian age, and that was a time of Industrial Revolution. There, people were forced to go for work, and especially people belonged to below average, that means moderate level of income, that means poor people. They were forced to go for work, especially children were forced to go for work for their extra earning for the families. As the writer lived in that age, he also did not have good facilities, or his childhood was also unhappy childhood. Most of his stories reflect his sadness he came across in his childhood. Though his stories are for children, however, the themes of the stories are universal appeal. That means it surpasses the age and culture. It is for everyone. So that's why people love to read his story. Today we'll see one of his stories, that is The Little Match Girl. And according to the concept what you should understand for the examination view, you should concentrate on some points in the stories. What are they? It's mentioned in page number 87 in your book. That I'll read out that the last paragraph of that introduction about the author. The tale is rich in irony, imagery and symbols. These three devices, literary devices, are mainly used by the writer to bring out the story very effective. So, in the examination, in the question paper, you may be asked based on any of these devices. So, you should have an idea about these literary devices also. When I explain the story, I will give you some of the examples where the author has used the devices. Okay, now let me read the paragraph by paragraph and give you the explanation. You should sit with the book so that you can follow the explanation and understand the story better. Take your book, open to page number 88, story number 7, The Little Match Girl, written by Hans Christian Andersen. The story goes like this. It was bitterly cold. Snow was falling and darkness was gathering, for it was the last evening of the old year. It was New Year's Eve. So the first paragraph itself, the writer has used the imagery, virtual imagery we say. He has taken us to the imagination, the description of the bitter cold that winter time makes us to conceive some imagination in our mind, the eyes of our mind, that is called imagination. We people who live in North India can imagine very well during the winter season how it is cold and how we feel the chillness. Here when we read these two lines of this beginning of the story, we also can feel that winter cold. It was bitterly cold, that means biting cold. Snow was falling and darkness was gathering. It says that it is time, night time. For it was the last evening of the old year. We know that December month we will be having short daytime. Daytime will be shorter than night time. So it was getting dark and it was the last evening of the old year. It says that means 31st December of that year. The writer is giving an imagination of a scene which took place on the day, that is 31st December. It was New Year's Eve. Eve means the evening of the New Year. That means the next day will be the New Year. So the first paragraph takes us to the situation in which the match girl lived. In the cold and gloom, a poor little girl walked bareheaded and barefoot through the streets. How the description about the climate or the weather was given in the first paragraph, that made us to imagine the time. And now the description about the girl who was walking here. The name of the girl is not given, and the girl was walking on the street, through the streets, without any head covering and without having any slippers or shoes on her foot. That means bareheaded means without any cap and without any slippers. And it was very cold and gloom. Gloom means dark. And the girl, condition of the girl is, she is poor. And through the streets, she was walking. Here, the two lines of the second paragraph gives us the clear picture of the girl, that is, she is in poverty. The poverty is clearly expressed in these two lines. She had been wearing slippers. She had been wearing slippers. That is past perfect continuous. That means when she left her home to come out to walk on the street, that time she put on her slippers. It is true, yes, she was wearing the slippers. She had been wearing the slippers when she left home. But what good were they? The question says that it was of no use. The slippers which she had been wearing when she was leaving her home was not for any use. Why? Why it was not for any use? Because they had been her mother's. And those lines says that she had been wearing, but it was not there when the description was given to us. That means something happened to those slippers. And those slippers also were not hers. She had been wearing her mother's slippers. So you can imagine how big they were. It was not fitting her foot. The little girl had lost them as she ran across the street to escape from two carriages that were being driven terribly fast. Here again, the condition and the situation, it is again an imagery used by the writer. Here first the poverty condition of the girl, and before that the cold, severe cold, the condition of the time. Now the condition of the people over there is given here. Another imagination he is taking. The people who were driving the vehicle on the carriages means car. That time they were not having any big cars like that. They used to drive carriages only. So on the road, people were driving their carriages with what way? Restless driving over there, not bothering the poor people, downtrodden people. They were full of self-centered, and they were driving the carriages on the street with terribly fast. That means not even bothering that poor girl who was walking on the road. They were neglecting that girl. And this is again the imagery we can say. That means the attitude of the citizens of that time. The writer has taken us to that time, people, how they lived. And one slipper could not be found, and a boy had run off with the other, saying that it would come in very handy as a cradle someday when he had children of his own. Again, this is telling us the condition of that time. Boy is not bothering the girl, just mocking at the girl. So here again, the discrimination between the girl and boy. Boys were looking down on the girls that time. So the poor girl, full description of the society is given in this paragraph. And that boy, because of the fast driving carriages, though the girl ran to keep herself away from the fast vehicle. So what happened to those slippers? It fell this and that side. And one slipper she could not find. Other slipper, the other one, someone who was walking on that way, a boy, who picked it up, and not only he picked it up, and what he is saying, he is mocking at her, seeing the size of the slippers. He is just holding it and saying it is like a cradle, chula, for a baby to lie. So he is just mocking at her. When I had a baby, I will hold the, put the baby in the slippers as a cradle over there. So the little girl walked about the streets on her naked feet. Because she lost both the slippers, she had to walk on the streets without slippers, which were red and blue with the cold. You know that during winter time, because of the constriction of the vein, the smaller arteries, the blood circulation will not be free over there. So because of that and the cold made her foot red and blue. In her old apron, she carried a great many matches, and she had a packet of them in her hand as well. What she was carrying with her? She was carrying some matches, match boxes. Why she was carrying it? She was carrying it to sell it and earn money for the family. Here again, the writer is emphasizing on the poverty of the family. And she was out in the cold, severe cold, without any head covering, and she was out. See the condition of the parents. Here again a ridiculous. This is irony, we say. This is called irony. What is that? What will be expected from parents? Parents will give protection to the younger children, especially girls. And here see the society. What will be expected from the parents are not being done. The girl who was very young was sent out to sell matches for earning in the severe cold. And this again says the society's background. And what happened? For her, and no one had given her a single penny all day. No one bought anything from her. She didn't sell even a single matchboxes. She could not earn even a single penny, means very less amount, that is equal to 1 rupee. And she crept along shivering and hungry. The picture of misery, poor little thing. Here, the last 2 lines of this paragraph tell us that she was in hunger. And during winter time we like to eat a lot. Why? Because we feel hungry in the winter time. We need more energy to protect ourselves from the cold. She didn't have any food. Because of hunger, she was feeling more cold. And she was shivering in the cold. And she was walking on the road, starved and shivering in cold. Tells us a clear picture. The writer has taken us to that situation, and a good imagery is used by the writer over here. Imagery means helping our sense organs to understand, feel that, giving our sense organs some feelings. His writings giving us good feelings of the make us to feel the situation, and he has described in the first 3 paragraphs nicely about the poor condition of the girl. Children, we have seen the first 3 paragraphs of this story. In the next class, we will see the rest of the story.